Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be changing the power supply. Before we do anything, you want to grab a hold of the case just in case there's static electricity built up in your system. This will discharge that and it won't ruin your components. The metal case is a ground, so that will definitely discharge the static electricity if you have any built up. So, you know your power supply is dead. You know this, you've tested it, or you have a very strong suspicion and you're going to replace it. So, one of the first things we need to do is unplug this power supply from the motherboard itself. Now, on this motherboard, see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Not sure if I can see this or not, but there's a small clip right here. I'm going to push that and pull. This is the clip right here. Push it. It lifts up a little bit and you'll pull it out. Take this, set it to the side. Now there are 24-pin connectors. They'll have a little extra little 4-pin connector off to the side. Go ahead and unplug that as well. On this motherboard, there's another plug right here that powers the processor. It's the same thing. Little clip, you push in and pull, it'll come off. You'll have hard drives, CD drives, or things like that. Those will also unplug. They'll either be this connection or this connection. Sometimes they might have a small little clip on them. Most of the time they don't. They will just come right off very easily. If you have to pull or pry or use tools to pull these things off, you're probably doing something wrong. Stop. Because you shouldn't need any tools to take those out. Now we have the power supply completely disconnected. We're going to remove it. I should have said this first, but make sure it's unplugged. Make sure you got everything else unplugged. You don't want to work on this with it plugged in. There should be 4 screws on the back of this power supply. We're going to go ahead and take those 4 screws out. Keep in mind which way your power supply goes in. Your cords will probably go back in similar to the way they came out with the new power supply. 4 screws are out. I'm going to go ahead and push it. This releases it from its cradle that's most likely going to be setting on. I'm going to tilt it so that it clears the case and pull it out. Take your new power supply, set it in, and slide it forward. Bring all your wires out of your way. You don't want them in your way to do this. And reinsert the screws. Should have 4 screws that you've taken out. If not, somebody hasn't put all the screws in. You want to put 4 screws in. I do them corner to corner. That way it kind of lines everything up as I put it in. Snug them down. They don't need to be wrenched down. You know, you're not holding a car engine in. You're holding a power supply in. Going to go ahead and plug your power supply back in. Remember this little tab? Remember how it came out? Move any cords out of the way so you have access to the port on the motherboard. Line it up. Give it a little push. You should hear it snap into place. If you have to put extreme force on it, then it's wrong. There should be no excessive force to put that plug in. It just simply slides in. You hear a little clip. It's securely in there. Next one, in some cases you'll have one that goes on the motherboard that operates the CPU. That also has a little clip. Line it up and push it in. Your other peripherals, CD-ROMs, hard drives, things like that, same thing. You line those up, slide them right on. No heavy force should be used in plugging those in. And that's how you change the power supply. Thank you for watching and have a good day.